Wednesday, April 14th, 2021. I'm Delroy Dash. Thank you for tuning in. Now, let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Young Guyanese fashion designer murdered in Trinidad. Soldier killed in horrific Homestretch Avenue smash-up. President challenges AUBREY Norton to provide evidence on racism claim. EXXONMOBIL'S oil production plummets to 30,000 barrels per day. And $25 million welcome to Guyana sign unveiled at CJIA. And now for the news in detail. Authorities in Trinidad are investigating the murder of a young Guyanese fashion designer and cosmetologist whose body was found in his apartment with multiple stab wounds. Lawanda McAllister spoke to the man's family in Guyana, who are struggling to gather information surrounding his horrific demise and are devastated that they might not get the body for burial. Here are the details.
27-year-old Lachman, popularly known as Marcus or Mark Anthony Singh, originally hails from 7th Street, Martesville, Monropo's East Coast, Demerara. Trinidad police said they were called to an apartment in El Dorado at around 18:30 last night by one of Singh's roommates, claiming that he was found in a motionless state. When they arrived on the scene, the man was found in his underwear and his body bore several stab wounds. On Wednesday, the Evening News visited the home of the designer to speak with the family. His mother, Bibi Zabida Kasim, has since fallen ill after receiving the news of her son's murder.
Well, my daughter called me last night. Both of my kids, they called and they said, well, they call and tell me that how they got bad news from me. So I said, what is it? They said they heard that Anthony get murdered. So I said, what? They said, yes. Well, to be honest, I didn't believe at the set moment. But when I see it start to be on social media, then I had to believe it. Well, my daughter, she spoke most. But the police and whoever over there, I don't know much. But that is what I heard.
Kasim said her son left Guyana some 6 years ago to live in Trinidad with the aim of bettering his skills. She said since he left, he had never returned to the home. She also said the last time she heard from her son was on April 1st. The fashion designer's sister, Deepa Singh, said her brother did confide in her that he was experiencing some challenges.
Well, at one time, yes, he did have a problem, but then they sorted out and he started back. He was telling me he wanted to come back to Guyana because he wanted to start a career here too. Because after I opened the salon, he wanted to start with me. But then I didn't hear he say anything else.
Deepa said their family is in constant contact with authorities in Trinidad and they are hopeful that they will get justice for Lachman as soon as possible. The family also said it is heart-rending that Lachman will not be able to come home for his burial and his family will not be able to go to Trinidad to bid him farewell. Trinidadian borders remain closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Nevertheless, the family is pleading with both local and Trinidadian officials to allow them to travel so that they can properly say goodbye to their loved one. Reporting for the Evening News, I'm Lawanda McAllister.
A 36-year-old soldier of Craig Street, Campbellville, Georgetown, is now dead following a two-vehicle collision along Homestretch Avenue last night. He has been identified as Brian Mitchell, who was driving motorcar PNN 5516. At the time of the accident, a 7-year-old boy was the lone passenger in the vehicle. The other vehicle involved in the fatal crash is motorcar PVV 3684, which was being driven by Tishan Shanks and had a female passenger. Police said motorcar PVV 3684 was proceeding east along the Homestretch Avenue, whilst motorcar PNN 5516 was proceeding west. Shanks alleged that as he was in the vicinity of Help and Shelter, he saw the car being driven by the soldier swerving from the southern side of the road from behind another vehicle, and it ended up in his path. As a result, both vehicles collided. Mitchell and the child were picked up in an unconscious state and taken to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where Mitchell was subsequently pronounced dead. The child was treated for a broken leg and later admitted a patient. His condition is regarded as stable. Shanks and the female were also taken to the medical institution where they were treated for lacerations about their bodies and were later discharged. Investigations are ongoing. The body of 41-year-old Mohan Kaushal, who was reported missing, was yesterday found in the Supernam Creek, Essequibo Coast in Region 2. The man's wife told police that he had left home at around 17 hours on Monday to visit a friend at Supernam Creek, during which they were consuming alcohol. At about 22 hours, he left the friend's home for his residence, but never returned home. A missing persons report was made. At about 17 hours yesterday, a team of police and relatives began to search the Supernam Creek, wherein they found his body at around 23 hours 50. The body was escorted to the Saudi Public Hospital and was pronounced dead on arrival. An examination was done on the body and no marks of violence were seen. The body was subsequently taken to the hospital's mortuary to await a post-mortem. We now tell you that President Irfan Ali has slammed People's National Congress Reform Executive Member AUBREY Norton over his accusations of racism against the current administration, at the same time demanding evidence to support claims of racial discrimination. Here are the details.
On Monday, President Dr. Irfan Ali was asked to share his views on AUBREY Norton's recent accusation that there is discrimination towards the Afro-Guyanese population by the government. The PNCR executive came under criticism for his statements, which the president labeled as mischievous.
I think it's a horrible statement. I think it's a reckless statement. It's a statement that has no basis in facts. And I don't want to do this. I do not want to do this. Let us just have a factual analysis of all the entities in government.
The president questioned Norton's motives and challenged him to come forward with evidence of the racial discrimination he referenced.
Every single morning you wake up, the most hurtful thing that I see on social media is the level of racist attack that Guyanese would put at each other. And then to have Mr. Norton, without any basis, making such a statement, there is no evidence he point to. Making such a statement is reckless. It shows his depth of leadership. It shows his commitment to national healing and national development. And it exposes his intention to create mischief, to create distrust, to create disharmony, and for that, I have no respect.
After taking office last year, President Ali had warned that persons who are engaged in race baiting would face the full brunt of the law. He had committed to doing everything within his power and to use all the laws at his disposal to put an end to this behavior. The opposition APNU AFC has pointed to the current government's firing of political appointees and public servants as racially motivated. However, the government has repeatedly denied this, noting that persons fired were either political appointees involved in corruption or were just not performing to satisfaction. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
President Dr. Irfan Ali hailed the late Dr. Cheddi Jagan as the country's greatest citizen and said his contribution to the fight for democracy will forever be enshrined in the annals of Guyana's history. The head of state praised the former leader at the annual Cheddi Jagan commemorative lecture that was held virtually yesterday. Here's more on what he had to say about the founder of the People's Progressive Party, who is often referred to as the father of the nation.
It is an absolute honor for me to have been asked to deliver this year's annual Cheddi Jagan commemorative lecture. For me to serve in the party which he established, to occupy the office of head of state over which he once presided, and to now be asked to deliver this annual lecture in his honor is truly an overwhelming privilege. This activity, modest but important, is recognition, if any was needed, that Dr. Cheddi Jagan has not been and will never be forgotten, not in our party or in our country. Dr. Cheddi Jagan's ideas and ideals are engraved in the psyche of our party and its leaders. They have become part of the PPP's DNA. His example and contributions continue to inspire us, especially in the face of the attempts which were made to derail our elections and to destroy our democracy. Indeed, Dr. Cheddi Jagan would have been very pleased with the leadership of our party the General Secretary, the Central Committee in those difficult time and difficult period. During those 5 months between March and August last year, our party and its leaders remained unbowed. The insidious attempt to deprive our people of their right to choose the government of their choice was never going to deflate us. At no stage were we prepared to succumb or surrender to this political blatant rascality. We knew that in our corner we had and we have the best example of political tenacity. Dr. Jagan and the PPP never succumbed, never compromised the democratic principle during the 28 years that the party was cheated out of office. We are confident that by following in his example and by staying true to what he believed, that democracy would prevail, and it did. Cheddi Jagan is without question Guyana's greatest citizen. He is considered the father of our nation and was widely respected as one of the Caribbean's leading internationalists and the patriarch of the PPP. His heroic 28 years of long struggle for the restoration of democracy and the foundations which he laid in the abbreviated yet impactful tenure as president bequeathed to him a permanent, iconic standing. We remember him today and we'll remember him for all time. But we especially recall his contributions during the month of March, the month when we commemorate both his birth and death anniversaries. This year's observance is significant because we're also reflecting on our people's defiant defense of democracy 1 year ago. Cheddi Jagan fought for and was vindicated when democracy was restored in 1992. He planted the seed of a consultative and participatory democracy. It is our duty to ensure that that tree of democracy is sturdier. It is equally our obligation as citizens of this great country to protect this legacy from being felled. Never again must Guyana's democracy be imperiled.
Coming up, persons who did not collect money or filled out pink forms can still benefit from COVID-19 crash grants, says Minister, and 74 in hospitalization as Ministry of Health continue to raise awareness on COVID-19 vaccines. Stay with us.
It happens. Your septic tank is full. All the waste from your toilet goes into your septic tank through the sewage line. When your tank is full, the two most common indicators are an overflowing tank and an overflowing toilet. It is recommended that Sevon's Waste Management empty your septic tank every 2 to 3 years to avoid any embarrassment. And before you can say, shh, it's gone. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455 or 218-1156.
Get the perfect collection of Stanley hand tools today from Sylvie's Variety Store. Quality and reliability in the palm of your hands. From wrenches, measuring tapes, hammers, saws, socket sets, and screwdrivers. With constant perfection in designs and quality, we update our stock to get you the latest product line. Sylvie's Variety Store gets you the right Stanley tool for the job.
Place your bets this IPL season. A $200 bet gives you a chance to win up to $15 million. Visit your closest agent or play online at superbet.gy. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 years and older to play.
John Lewis Styles introduces its VIP Rewards Card. Apply today and get special discounts on clothing, shoes, and accessories. Shop and save on your favorite brands by just showing your card. No points to accumulate or bills to keep. It's that simple. Apply today for your John Lewis Styles VIP Rewards card. See store for more details. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Satco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store, located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rijnveld.
SPR Enterprises has in stock a full line of top quality electrical products from leading manufacturers for all your project needs from start to finish. At SPR Enterprises, you can find all types of cables, transformers, transfer switches, control products, conduits, conduit fitting, tools, lighting, and much more. Our product line satisfies domestic, commercial, and industrial electrical needs. So what are you waiting for? Come down to our location at 45 Brickdam, Georgetown, or give us a call on 223-5699 or 623-1392. We are open from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. SPR Enterprises, your single source for quality electrical products.
Gaffors, manufacturers of the perfect concrete hollow block in sizes 4 inches and 6 inches, certified by the Guyana National Bureau of Standards and hydraulically tested by the University of Guyana to 2,000 pounds per square inch. Pallet packed and shrink wrapped for easy transportation too. So get your supplies of the best quality made concrete hollow blocks in Guyana and also get a 12.5% discount. For superior service, quality and competitive prices, visit Gaffors Mega Complex at MacDoon and our outlets at Rose Hall, Kanji, Bedford Acting, Means, Land of Canaan, and Parika.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. EXXONMOBIL'S oil production has plummeted to 30,000 barrels of oil per day as the gas compressor that had been in Germany for much of last month being repaired and which only recently returned to Guyana has once again failed. Gerald Bryan reports.
The flash gas compressor only returned a few weeks ago from Germany and was reinstalled on board the Liza Destiny FPSO vessel. According to EXXONMOBIL, further problems in the discharge silencer were detected during the final testing phase of the reinstalled compressor. It was explained that a team of experts from SBM Offshore, MAN Energy Solutions, and EXXONMOBIL are on site to assess repairs. They will be supported by engineers from Europe and the United States. In the meantime, steps have been taken to reduce operations. Exxon spokesperson Janelle Persaud stated that flaring is now at 4 to 5 million cubic feet of gas per day, slightly above pilot levels. Excess flaring had previously averaged at 16 million cubic feet of gas per day, following the compressor malfunction in February. Additionally, Persaud confirmed that oil production has now been cut to 30,000 barrels of oil per day, a reduction from 120,000 barrels of oil per day Exxon was averaging previously. According to her, the reduction has the potential to throw off Exxon's next lift, which was scheduled for the next few days. In the latter part of January 2021, EEPGL had announced that it was experiencing technical problems with the seal on Liza Destiny's flash gas compressor. The problem resulted in Exxon having to reduce its production and also conduct routine flaring. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Vanu Manikchan joins us now with this story on the beautification of the Cheddi Jagan International Airport at Tomeri, the ambience of which have been enhanced with the construction of a Welcome to Guyana landmark. The project, which features a 20-foot Welcome to Guyana sign and 100 hanging flower baskets on light posts from the Tomeri Junction to the site, is the brainchild of First Lady Mrs. Arya Ali, who said it will further market the brand Guyana as a tourist destination. Here's more.
Speaking at the unveiling ceremony of the Welcome to Guyana sign on Tuesday, First Lady Mistress Arya Ali noted that this project, which costs over $25 million, is part of her national beautification project that seeks to safeguard scenic qualities of Guyana while creating an environmentally friendly society. She noted that the development of the CJIA surrounding will not only add to the value of Guyana's tourism experience, but also support efforts to market brand Guyana.
A strong country brand encourages tourists, trading partners, and investors all at once, and that is what Guyana needs. In an emerging economy like ours, marketing is functionally important. So, every tourist, expat, or even local who snaps a photograph of this multi-million-dollar sign and uploads it to their social media profile is helping us to improve and increase Guyana's brand awareness. At the same time, an enhanced public space gives locals in the area something to feel proud of and celebrate.
The First Lady further encouraged persons to use their platforms to market brand Guyana. This project was executed in collaboration with key public and private stakeholders, including the Cheddi Jagan International Airport Corporation. CJIA Chief Executive Officer Ramesh Gir lauded Mistress Ali for her hands-on approach to ensure that the project, which will bring immense benefits to the community, sees fruition.
This monument will serve to welcome every passenger that visits our beautiful country. We also imagine that the area will become the latest hotspot for photoholics who will, at every opportunity, snap photos using this marvelous monument as a backdrop. It is the one of many transformational projects in this community, and it will create employment opportunities for the residents.
The sign was constructed by Impressions, and a representative of the company, Shane Suklal, underscored the important role the local private sector plays in Guyana's development. He also announced that a similar initiative will also be undertaken at the Eugene F. Correa International Airport at Ogle, East Coast, Demerara. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchand.
Following prolonged delay, BK International, the company contracted in 2018 to construct the Good Hope Secondary School on the east coast of Demerara, has assured that the school would be completed by May 22. The assurance was given to Minister of Education Priya Manikchand during a visit to the project site yesterday.
Because we gave an extension already. So this is a further extension. Yeah. But we gave several extensions, so you want a further extension now to a particular date?
End of May. The 21st of May is what we recommended.
Representatives of BK International assuring that the Good Hope Secondary School will finally be completed by May 22nd. The contract was awarded to the company in 2018, and according to the Ministry of Education, the school should have been completed since January 2020. Minister of Education Priya Manikchand, during a visit to the construction site yesterday, underscored the importance of contractors honoring their contractual obligations.
We cannot tolerate lengthy delays because we have a plan. When we say we will get X number of children out of primary tops by X date, right now the ministry is working with a 2020 to 2025 plan. If I can't fulfill that, it means we would have failed in what we want to do. And failing is not just putting children in a classroom, but the outcome, the results we're looking for, the number of children we want to be able to go on to tertiary education, the number of children we want to go on to teacher training. all those outcomes will be severely affected if we can't keep our promises and stick to our contractual obligations.
The state has already taken BK International to court for several contractual breaches regarding the construction of the Yarracabra Secondary School. Several other contractors have also been sued for contractual breaches, particularly lengthy delays on various government-awarded projects. Meanwhile, the Good Hope Secondary School is expected to accommodate 1,000 students and will pave the way for the elimination of primary tops along the East Coast. A primary top is a department within a primary school that delivers secondary education to students who do not have access to a secondary school.
Right now we have students from Paradise, Enmore, Annandale, Lusignan sitting in primary tops or in this thing we call PICs. PICs are not even a school. It's a center where our technical vocational children go to train. So it is wholly undesirable to have these students there, and that right now amounts to just over 400 children. Additionally, the students from this community and the community from Pleasance and more would be able to come to this school, and you see it's going to be a fancy, nicely appointed school once it's finished.
Minister Manik Chand explained that the decision to construct the school was conceived in 2014 and funding was provided by the World Bank through the Guyana Secondary Education Improvement Project. She said it is disappointing that an entire generation was deprived from benefiting from the school since it could not have been completed during the last 5 years. Reporting for the Evening News, Davina Samaru.
Thank you, Davina. The Civil Defense Commission over the weekend distributed a total of 100 hygiene hampers to residents of Arangoy and miners at Aranco, Kuyuni Mazaruni, who were affected by recent flooding. Find out more in this report.
The relief packages included a quantity of bleach, soap powder, gloves, and liquid soap. 90 were given to residents of Arangoy, while 10 were distributed to miners at Aranca, both villages located in Region 7. The Ministry of Health also handed out painkillers and other medicine to residents. The CDC said that the heavy rainfall on Thursday led to the overtopping of the Aranca River onto the landing at Arangoy, where miners have living quarters. The water also inundated mining pits, disrupting the livelihoods of many persons. Over 2,500 persons live and operate in the Aranca-Arangoy area. Due to the fact that pumps were submerged temporarily, some mining camps had to cease operations. Administrator of Atlas Mining Company in Aranca Bagdam, Mr. Kemp Archibald, said the flood ground operations to a halt at his camp since Thursday.
Most of the workers cannot do no work. Right? Some persons who are on high ground with smaller operation, they get to function now and again.
So the Wash the Bush stop operation at your camp?
Yeah, exactly. The Wash the Bush caused the whole problem. So with that in mind, the entire area persons cannot get to function properly.
Charles Ross, a resident of Aranca, is grateful for the assistance from the government.
Well, I would like to say thanks to the CDC, thanks to the government, thanks to the Minister of Health, even thanks to the President, and thanks to all who involved in this hamper sharing, because the bleach and this medication coming real good for us in these parts, you know.
The flooding has since receded from the lands. However, the CDC will continue to monitor the area. Reporting for the Evening News, Lakeram Bagurat.
Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Nigel Dharamlal, has revealed that persons who did not collect cash or fill out a pink form under the government's $25,000 COVID-19 relief initiative can still benefit from the program under the second phase, which is currently being rolled out. Andrew Carmichael reports.
The first phase of the $25,000 per household cash grant has concluded, with some $7 billion being distributed to families across the country. However, many families did not receive their monies. In some cases, families did not receive the grant because they were living in a house which had more than one family. In those cases, they were required to fill out a pink form to allow verification. During the second phase of the project, those who filled out the pink forms are expected to receive their grants. The project is currently being undertaken in the country's interior regions, after which it will move to the coastland. However, many persons did not fill out their pink slips and therefore did not benefit from the program. But local government minister Nigel Dharamlal says those who qualify for the grant but did not sign the pink forms for whatever reason can still collect their monies during the second round of the distribution.
Well, they ought to have filled out a pink form, but despite that, I think too that they should, as quickly as is possible, to get in touch with the regional vice chairman, who was the regional coordinator for the distribution in Region 6. In other regions, they have regional coordinators as well, and they are encouraged to get in touch with those persons.
Meanwhile, staff attached to NDCs and municipalities also benefited from a COVID relief package last year through the local government ministry. The money was paid out to workers as a bonus when many of them were working reduced hours and earning less due to the COVID-19 pandemic. According to Dharamlal, there are no allocations in the budget for NDCs and municipalities to be given a COVID bonus this year.
Last year's grant that was given to NDCs was basically to, because of the COVID environment, we wanted to help the staff, so every NDC was given $800,000. That is not something that is continuous. That was a relief that was granted to the NDC during the course of all the NDCs during the course of 2020.
For Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
As Guyana continues to battle with the new wave of the novel coronavirus that is seeing infected persons becoming sicker, there are currently 74 persons hospitalized across the country. In this report, you will hear that the Ministry of Health is working aggressively to sensitize communities about the benefits of taking the COVID-19 vaccine, which is being rolled out countrywide. Vanu Manikchan tells us more.
Currently, we have 74 persons who have been hospitalized across Guyana. We have 9 persons who are at the West Demerara Hospital. We have 3 persons who are at New Amsterdam Hospital and 3 persons who are in the Linden Hospital. The rest of persons are in the Ocean View facility. Of those who are at Ocean View, we have 15 patients that are in the ICU and they're receiving treatment. Those patients, we have to assist them with breathing.
That was Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony during Wednesday's update on the COVID-19 situation in Guyana, during which he listed the hotspot areas in Region 4, which continues to be the epicenter for the pandemic in the country.
In Region 4, there are some areas that we have seen cases, persistent cases. So on the East Bank, we have had for a number of weeks now cases in Diamond, Herstelling, Eccles. In Georgetown, we have seen cases in Kitty, Camberville, parts of South Ramvelt. So these are the areas in Georgetown that we are seeing cases. And on the East Coast, we have seen in Lusignan, Good Hope area, that we are getting a number of cases.
While there has been a tremendous response to the vaccination campaign with some 67,524 persons immunized as of Tuesday, Dr. Anthony noted that they are still working to dispel myths that some persons have about the vaccines.
What we are trying to do is to work with different community groups in dispelling whatever myths they have and to try to get people to come out to the immunization centers. We have moved away from some of the fixed sites that we have. We have gone closer into the community, and I think that is working.
Moreover, the health minister noted that they are also moving the vaccination exercise to riverine communities.
We have already commenced an assessment, say in the Baris River area, to look at what we need, how much population we have there, and so forth. and then by next week they're planning to go back and do the immunization. We also would encourage community leaders, healthcare workers, and so forth, train them in order to understand better how the vaccine works and to pass that on to the different people in the community. So that's an ongoing exercise. And we have also been working with a number of the community leaders to get them to understand a little bit more about vaccine, and hopefully they can then work with their peers, with the persons within their community.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manakchand.
The country's COVID-19 death toll has climbed to 260 following the demise of 2 more persons who were infected with the virus. The latest fatalities are a 45-year-old woman and a 67-year-old man who hailed from Region 10 and Region 4 respectively. The country's total positive cases also climbed to 11,374 following the detection of 97 new cases today. Currently, 15 persons are receiving care in the ICU, whilst 1,143 are isolating at home. A total of 76 are in institutional isolation, while 11 are in institutional quarantine. The number of recoveries stand at 9,880. And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Thursday, April 15, 2021 at 4 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Thursday, April 15, 2021 at 5:30 hours for a period of 1.5 hours.
Now, let's take a look at the local stock exchange market. Compliments of Gasky. Regional 4-day not completely off the table, says Jamie Adams, and RCB stuns Sunrisers Hyderabad to take win. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by Marcorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
Your #1 supermarket Cost Cutter has everything you need. Come down to our Sheriff Street or our Track A Farm East Bank Demerara location and shop in comfort, knowing that you're also getting the most competitive prices. We currently have specials on onions, £5 for $500 or a £50 bag for $3,500. Purple onions, 25-pound bag for $22.50. Happy macaroni 400-gram packet, 1 for $200 and 3 for $500. Just use a 500 milliliter, 1 for $135 and get 4 for $500. Miran soybean oil 500 milliliter bottle, 1 for $275, 4 for $1,000. Aqua Pure water, 24 330 milliliter bottles, $1,100 per case. Buy 10 cases and get 1 case free, and much more. Give us a call on 231-7180 or 502-5660. You can also WhatsApp our farm branch on 686-6501 and our Sheriff Street branch on 686-7536.
Looking for fresh, tender, and flavorful meat? Then check out Rossignol Butchery for steaks, burgers, sausages, minced meat, fish, and chicken. For a tasty, attractive cocktail, we have a wide variety of packaged deli meats and cheeses to decorate your platter. We also stock a wide assortment of canned goods, seasoning salt, sauces, and marinade, all in a highly hygienic, welcoming atmosphere with warm and welcoming staff to cater to all your needs. Rossignol Butchery, we meet your needs. 73 to 74 Church Street, Georgetown. Telephone number 223-00.
Massey is by your side as we continue the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. In collaboration with OneCart, you can now get your groceries delivered or you can pick up curbside. Call, email, or WhatsApp your order to us. This service is available at both Providence and Turkine locations. Delivery and pickup between 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The fee is based on location. Orders must be paid in cash and placed 24 hours in advance. Special conditions apply. Remember to always protect yourself and those around you by wearing your masks. Also, don't forget to wash your hands and maintain a distance of 6 feet at all times around persons. Massey Stores. Our family serving your.
Ultra Lubricants, the leading lubricants for tropical conditions, has been serving you for over 40 years, extending the life cycle of your vehicle's engine by protecting it from wear and corrosion, removes impurities, and reducing frequent vehicle oil changes. Ultra Lubricants is for every market, from two-wheel light vehicle to trucks, construction, agriculture equipment, mining activities, and boating. Ultra Lubricants, world-class lubricants for tropical conditions. Distributed by Industrial Supply of Guyana, Inc. and available.
Welcome back to this evening's Sportcast, sponsored by Marker.
Do you want to save money and improve on your equipment's owning and operating costs? Then sign up for Markup Customer Service Agreement, CSA, and get 19% discount on all cat filters required to do your yearly maintenance. Reduce downtime with our oil sampling analysis. Manage your equipment's performance and get expert advice from our Caterpillar certified professionals. All of these and more are being offered once you sign up for our maintenance agreement. Visit us at 26 Providence or call us on 265-7315. Great productivity means great profit. Marker CAT. Let's do the work.
Cricket West Indies Director of Cricket Jimmy Adams is still hoping that the regional 4-day tournament would be played in 2021. In a recent Mason and Guest radio program, Adams said that hosting of the regional tournament is not off the table. Here are the details.
Despite news circulating that the West Indies Regional 4-Day Tournament for 2021 is cancelled, Director of Cricket for Cricket West Indies, Jimmy Adams, said that the hosting of the tournament this year is not off the table. Earlier in the week, Sukesh Maniam, who was the Trinidad and Tobago cricket shareholder representative, along with Corwin John at the CJIA annual general meeting on Sunday last, said the tournament has been cancelled owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. Adams made this disclosure on the recent Mason and Guest radio program.
No. I'm not confirming that, Andrew. What I'm saying is that we are still looking for a window in which to host regional cricket. Yeah. The only persons who can confirm that are the board of Cricket West Indies, and that hasn't happened yet.
So you're saying that there's a possibility that we may have some regional cricket then?
I am saying that is still on the table.
Okay.
Yes.
No, the reason I said
what I can't tell you is what I wouldn't be able to say, obviously, is what window it will become possible.
Oh.
If it were to become possible, what window?
Okay, because...
You see what I'm saying? So is it that we do it in the window between now and South Africa? Do we do it in the window during South Africa? Do we do it in a window after South Africa?
Oh, I see.
All of that is tied in, obviously, to the regional situation. Where is COVID at the minute? What does COVID allow us to do? Mm-hmm. But instead of saying we are taking it off the table, I'm saying it has not been taken off the table.
It has not been taken off the table.
The initial staging of the regional 4-day was set to commence in late April, with 5 rounds being played in Barbados and Trinidad respectively. However, that window is off the table. Jimmy Adams said that CWI will continue the best versus best concept with bringing the best players in the region together. In March 2020, the pandemic brought the 4-day championship to a halt with 2 rounds remaining, and as a result, Barbados Pride were declared the winners, thumping the Guyana Jaguars. Brandon Corlett, The Evening News Sport.
It was a day full of action, but Royal Challengers Bangalore produced some bowling magic and held on to their hats to clinch a comprehensive win over Sunrisers Hyderabad, which resulted in the David Warner-led Sunrisers Hyderabad losing by 8 runs. Timothy Jaikaran has details.
Nothing much could be said about the performance from RCB. They held the nerves to shock a David Warner-led SRH, winning by 8 runs as they could only post 149 for 3. SRH needed 150 runs to win and were cruising along nicely despite losing Riddhiman Saha for 1 earlier in the innings. David Warner and Manish Pandey laid the foundation with a brilliant 50-plus partnership. Warner, being the aggressor of the two, scored a brilliant half-century. However, he was dismissed for 57. After the strategic timeout, something miraculous happened. Wickets started to tumble, producing a domino effect. SRH moved from 96 for 2 to 123 for 6. Pandey and Johnny Bairstow back into pavilion. Thanks to the excellent bowling of Shahbaz Ahmed with 3 for 7, he was able to take 3 wickets in 1 over to change the game. 16 was needed from the last over, and with Harshal Patel with the ball, what else could go wrong? Rashid Khan provided some hope with a quick-fire 19, but he too was sent back to the pavilion as well as Shahbaz Nadeem. Despite Patel bowling a no-ball which went for 4, the bowling performance was tidy, as SRH could only watch their hopes of a win go up in flames. Patel ended with 2 for 25, Mohammad Siraj supported with 2 for 25 as well. Earlier in the innings, RCB posted 149 for 8. This was all thanks to Glenn Maxwell's quick-fire 59 and Virat Kohli's 33. Bowling for SRH were Jason Holder with 3 for 30, Rashid Khan 2 for 18, as they were the chief destroyers. Here is some action from the last minutes of the game.
That's gone high up. Who wants it? A.B. de Villiers wants it. He's the man with the gloves. Oh, is that 2 in 2? Looks like it's going to be 2 in 2. First Johnny Bairstow and then Manish. Oh, is that one more? This time Shahbaz Ahmed wants it. It's not going to be easy, but he takes it. 3 and over. Another slower one. Duggan Shaw. Does he want to? He wants the second run. This should be a comfortable run up. Up and over. But that will be taken to Shahbaz Ahmed. He can't drop any. He's having a field day.
For the evening news, Timothy Jaikaran.
Table tennis is unlikely to see any Guyanese representation in the singles division following a disappointing first round in the Latin American Olympic qualifiers. Following a tough run from the men on Tuesday morning, Chelsea Edgell